3, 2, 1, and we're live! Hey everybody, welcome to week 9 of Startup TNT in Manitoba. If you're wanting to grab a seat somewhere here near the front, you're welcome to do that. We're going to get going here right away. My name's Gloria Tom. I am the Manitoba lead for Startup TNT, and this is my good friend Tim Lind.
Welcome.
All right, so we're going to kind of just hop right along with things here.
Thanks, man.
We can just go to the next slide.
No,
not quite. Great. If I could just grab everybody's attention for this next part. Thank you so much. So here at TNT, we really love to share stories. That's really important to us. And what better stories to share than the ones this land carries that we all live on. We recognize this land has been here before us and will remain after we are gone. The land embraces the spirit of lives that lived on it and shares the narratives of those who have walked on it before. Tonight, we honor those elders whose stories this land carries. We acknowledge that this land was a traditional meeting grounds for the Treaty 1 territory, gathering place and traveling route to the Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We acknowledge all the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who have walked on this land before, and we aim to create a safe space for all Indigenous communities at TNT. Tonight, we honor their mission to gather the community and to share stories. Okay, so let's get into, speaking of stories, let's get into the impact of Startup TNT. At last count, we kind of got things kicked off in early 2020, and since then we have raised $7 million and invested in 50 startups in Alberta and Saskatchewan. Now we want to see this same thing happen here in Manitoba.
I'm super excited. This is such a fantastic showing. For those of you that are watching online, there's like 100 people here. This is the biggest first top 20 that we've ever done. Manitoba showed up in force. And I want to get some Winnipeg companies up on that list there in a couple weeks. This is so exciting.
Absolutely. So let's go on and share a little bit about our partners and our sponsors. They are the reason that we can gather here and do what we do. Tim, walk us through some of our partners.
I mean, super quickly, of course, so API is a pharma company over in Edmonton. If you're interested in pharma, obviously talk to them. Similar concept on Health Cities. They just hired a Health Cities rep here in Winnipeg.
Danny, where are you? There she is.
There she is. BDC, CBRE, KRP is an accounting firm out in Edmonton, and RBCX. I just have to special shout out to Jackie. And everybody here is laughing because you all know her. We quite literally would not be standing here today if it wasn't for Jackie and really supporting us and helping make this happen. So
100%.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, absolutely. Big hand of applause, please. Yeah. Okay. Also want to just give a quick shout out to our organizing and regional partners here that are local to Manitoba, North Forge Technology Exchange, of course, and we are absolutely really lucky to be in this lovely space tonight. Launch Co-working Space has offered us this venue for tonight and for our top 5 pitches. Jason, thank you so very much for this. It's a beautiful, lovely space. Why do we invest in startups? I love this slide. I really enjoy this one. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. It's something we're obviously all very passionate about. But why do we do this, and why is this so important? I'll tell you why I do it. Startups and new companies are the future of my city and my ecosystem and my province, and it's incumbent on me to help create an ecosystem where startups can start, scale, and keyword, stay. That's really, really important. Raising capital is very difficult to do as a founder, no matter where you are located. And in Manitoba, raising that early stage capital has historically been quite difficult. Tim, you've raised capital.
Yeah, raising the $1 million round was probably one of the trickier things we did. It's, friends and family, it's obviously it's hard to raise, a couple $100,000 from friends and family, but then when you're raising $1 million, or what we call in that sort of awkward teenager size of $500K to $2 million, where you're talking to VCs, and they're like, this is super awesome. We write $1 million checks though, so, come back when you're raising a bigger round. And then, like, okay, well, I'll go and talk to some other people, and they're like, well, raising $1 million from your friends and family is like a borderline impossible. So you have to find these angels, and how do you find them? You have to, pay to pitch or do some weird crap to do that. And it's like, no. We need to make this, like, we spent 7 or 8 months, distracted from the company, couldn't focus on the company and building that. And instead, I'm really passionate about making it easy for companies to close out their round. So that's what we do here at TNT, is help gather the angels around the table and invest in the awesome companies that make this community possible.
Absolutely. And that's a great segue into just giving you a bit of an overview of how our summit works and explain to you kind of what's unique and special about the TNT Investment Summit. We are not a business plan or pitch competition. We're not awarding prizes for those things. We start with an initial applicant pool of companies that apply to each summit, and we take 20 of the companies as voted by the investors into that summit with us. The great thing for founders is during this process, they are meeting real investors, they're negotiating real deals, and they're getting advice, tangible resources, and connections that they wouldn't be able to get somewhere else so easily. Investors that wish to participate, they commit $5K up front, and that money is pooled and will go into one deal, a winning company at the end. The other really kind of cool thing about our summit too is on top of that money that is raised by the angels, we often see syndicated and individual side deals happening as we wrap up those summits. So ideally, instead of just one company getting funded, there's hopefully a handful or so, and we're going to see what happens here.
Yeah, it's not an ideal. We've never had a summit where we haven't had a side deal. So every single time, it's been more than one company getting money.
And it's all of those things that make us really confident to say raising $1 million per summit across our 4 streams is absolutely possible and in reach. Okay. So go ahead, Tim.
So where are we at now? This isn't just a Winnipeg thing. This is plugged into a bit of a bigger system. We have 130 companies applied across Edmonton, Calgary, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. We have almost 100 investors, and I'm not fairly confident. I am sure that number will continue to climb over the next couple weeks as more investors put their money into the ring. And the really fun thing about that is that in Winnipeg or in Manitoba we're going to be working down the list from 20 down to that ultimate winner, and definitely some side deals. But then the investors over in Edmonton, Calgary, and Saskatchewan are going to look over and be, well, shit, that company was awesome. That was a fantastic pitch. These investors did a whole bunch of great work, and they're going to be tossing money into these companies as well. And so
that's part of the magic. Absolutely. We'll go into a quick bit of housekeeping here before we get started. So for investors and others who are attending, your energy is absolutely needed. Our founders feed off of it, super important. And our founders truly appreciate your attention when they're showcasing their companies. When you're listening to these pitches, whoever you are, be thinking about, as you're hearing this pitch, how can I maybe be of help or of use to this company? What connections can I offer? What experience do I have that might be relevant to them? For founders, please remember you will be pitching for about 3 minutes, and you will be taking Q&A for 2 minutes. Tim, what else do we need to know?
Yeah, it's not a hard 3 minutes. Like, we're not going to be standing here and 3, 2, 1, the mic's going to shut off. It's not that type of process, but it is a pretty firm 5 minutes because there's 20 pitches. You can do the math. This is going to be it'll drag on quite long if you start dragging on. Yeah. And so, yeah, we'll manage it, but please stick to that 3 minutes because it'll be awkward if we start interrupting you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just keeps it fair for everybody. Okay, so with that, we're going to get on to the main event of the evening. We're going to get started with pitches, but just before we do that, I'd like to welcome our first co-host of the evening, Mr. Jason Abbott, CEO and founder of the Launch Co-working Space. Come on up.
And just before we get too into things, I just wanted to quickly say, just to set sort of a bit of the tone here, everybody's standing around. This is the crowd is awesome, chatting, having a time. Our motto is have fun, make friends, build companies. And so this is, we're not making you stand here and just like dead watch the pictures. If you're wanting to, depending on your level of engagement and how closely you want to be watching, there's chairs here, you can stand really close. There's all these couches here, you can come close. If you want to, quietly chat amongst where you're standing right now, also fantastic. If you want to get deep into conversation, there's couches and stuff over there, there's booths over there. Please grab food over there. Just be respectful of the pitchers. Don't, stand and start like yapping real loud right in front of them because, it throws people off and it's a little bit disrespectful. But, please just know where you can, if depending on your level of how you want to be hanging out, and you're obviously more than capable of flexing between the zones as you want to. So with that, you know your space better than I do, so you talk about it.
Just before Jason gets going, I will mention that our first Q&A moderator of the night is John Shabluke. So John, if you can make your way forward, just off to the left here, that would be great. Jason, welcome.
Thanks, Gloria.
Please tell us a bit about Launch.
This is so amazing. If you can believe it, we opened this space on March the 3rd, 2020. And it's been a pandemic. Let's just say that. We designed this space for this very purpose in many different ways, to support our entrepreneurial community. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years, overnight success story in 7, right? And so, needless to say, quick show of hands, who has been in our spaces before? Quick show of hands. Great. I see some of our members. Our members are here with the Launch shirts on. If you have any questions about membership, again, Launch is here to help you grow ideas. We have an entrepreneurial flavor. We have quotes up on all of our spaces that give you some inspiration throughout your day. And fundamentally, we're here to help you collaborate with your fellow colleagues. We're here to help you share your wisdom. We're here to offer space, of course. We've got 3 locations to serve you across Winnipeg. And we're home to over 350 members that span a range of startups like many of you here tonight, all the way to enterprise organizations who have global representation around the world. And we also have members who are, from all different walks of life. We've got, I like to say, from chef to lawyer and all the professional services in between. It's so dynamic every time you walk into our spaces. And it's so great to see all of you out here tonight supporting your entrepreneurial community. And again, big thank you to Startup TNT for including Manitoba and Winnipeg in their program. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going to create a new sort of, energy around startups that we lost during the pandemic. And so with that, I'll sort of leave it with, if you have any questions about what Launch is, if you have any questions about how we can support you, anyone in a Launch t-shirt can help answer those questions. And then new today, fresh announcement as of 30 minutes ago, we've created a startup scholarship. So any of you startups that are here that would like to join Launch at, a great rate, let's call it free, a scholarship, visit our Instagram page or visit our website, and you can apply for our scholarship right there, and that's 3 months of free co-working for you and your team. With that, I'll hand it back over to the organizers. First company. First company, are you guys ready? You ready? Roof bundle, everyone.
We're good. Hi, everyone. My name is David Peters. A few years ago, I did a project on a remote island in northern Ontario, rebuilding a burnt-down fishing camp. For 12 weeks, my team and I worked to complete this project before winter set in. During the last week, I dropped the book that had everyone's hours recorded into the lake, and I had to pay everyone their wages by memory as best I could while trying not to short anyone hours. That was a nightmare. That project showed me how important tracking labor time efficiently on job sites was. The majority of contractors still record labor hours using paper time cards, and this process is inaccurate, inefficient, and expensive for construction companies. Construction Clock, formerly Roof Bundle, is an automated mobile app that allows construction teams to clock into projects without ever having to open the app. It's extremely easy to use, significantly reduces bookkeeping costs, and eliminates employee time theft. Construction projects are added based on their geolocation. When employees arrive at the project, they are automatically clocked in, and the owners can see their locations and time of clock-in. The app automatically generates a payroll report for the bookkeeper to process payroll. We have construction companies of all sizes and sectors that use the app every single day, and they appreciate how simple and powerful Construction Clock is for their company. Some of these owners are so excited by what we're building that they volunteer their free time to work with our teams to constantly keep improving the user experience. These are those guys. We launched in May, and by August, we were growing users by 33% per week. At the beginning of this month, we surpassed 1,000 companies that downloaded our app. We have companies using the app throughout Canada and the US, and we are in most states and provinces now. We have built an incredible team of app developers, designers, sales and marketing experts that work tirelessly each day to turn our vision into reality. My team is right over here. We plan to reach $100,000 in monthly reoccurring revenue in the next 6 months. Winning this pitch competition would mean that we can execute our go-to-market strategy into the United States while focusing on improving the app with new features and a greater customer experience for our users. Thank you.
Great pitch, David. And I'm someone who comes from the construction industry, so I'll be able to ask you a very, very targeted question here. So I love the mobile app focus. Sounds like, and I know it's a massive addressable market for you. So I'd love to know what is your path to being able to reach this addressable market for yourself? Love the mobile app. Think that's a great path for you, but would love to know who's your target customer and how are you reaching that target customer base?
So our target customer is construction companies between the size of 3 to 20 employees. We're reaching these customers primarily by building a community. So as we bring on new companies, we work with those companies as partnerships, and using Instagram and Facebook, we are doing collaboration posts with them so that all of their construction company friends are seeing this, and we are growing through attrition.
Love it, and hope to see Construction Clock on everybody's mobile devices. Great work, David.
Thank you.
Great job, David. Next up is Keys. Keys.
Yeah, let me know when you're good. Anytime. We're all good. I'm a little thrown off because that was the first time our name has been pronounced right in a while. You wouldn't think it was Keys. It's an Irish word that means to rent, so it did come from somewhere, I promise you. My name is Terry. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders here at Keys. And what we do is that we make renting personalized, transparent, and simple for everyone involved. And what that means is simplifying the convoluted, fragmented mess of renting that we see today. renters have to go through a convoluted process of different listing sites, applications, and all for naught, all for an experience that doesn't satisfy. And here are the numbers to prove it. Rentals are on the market on average for 30 to 45 days. Rental applications themselves are manual and ineffective at qualifying tenants and figuring out if they can pay or not. And renter satisfaction is low, under 50% on average when measured at the 90-day mark through Net Promoter Score. So what can we do about it? What we think we need is a complete reimagining of what renting is. So we're building an instant pre-approval process, personalized matching, and simple payments to facilitate easier rentals for both renters and owners combined. And here are the results we've achieved through our pilots. We've reduced time on market by 83%, down to just 5 days on average. We've increased renter satisfaction by 78%, and we've produced an average savings of over $1,600 per rental. All this is at the perfect time for an investment in the PropTech sector. It's growing fast from 30% of renters back in 2006 to over 75% projected in 2030. And that means that the competition is tough. There's going to be a lot of competitors in the sector, but we see them falling into two categories. Rental listing sites, the status quo of what's been happening, and then boutique rental services that are focused on high-income renters but inaccessible to the general public. What we want to do is create a personalized experience that is accessible for everyone, no matter if you're somebody looking for their first studio loft or looking for a penthouse on the top floor in New York City. Thus far, we've completed 53-month pilots with our full platform. This happened between June and August, and this is where we get all our data from. And actually, today, we launched part of that platform publicly. We launched our pre-approval product called Keys Verify. We launched it through a couple news outlets at 3 p.m. today, and thus far we're sitting at around 350 signups. Hopefully that keeps on growing. We're looking at getting it to 500 by the end of the day. That's my hope on that side, so please check us out afterwards if you have time. But our plan is to upsell these users to our full platform once we decide to launch in public in January. So they'll be coming in through that free pre-approval process, and we'll be upselling them to the full matching platform that'll contain payments, matching, digital signage, as well as much more. In terms of our business model then, we have zero upfront fees for both tenants and landlords, and we charge a 5% monthly reoccurring fee to landlords on the rent that they collect, and this is something that we validated with our pilot customers as well as customers where we're signing through our pre-approval product. My co-founder Victor and I have been working on this full-time since June of this year, although we've been working on it part-time all the way going back to November of last year. And this is something that really comes from our own experience, both as renters and both as landlords ourselves. So we know what it feels like to be a renter looking at this process, but we also know what it feels like to be a landlord staring down the barrel of not knowing who you're renting to. And that process sucks equally for both parties involved. What our goals are to hit $700,000 in annual recurring revenue by the end of 2023, but that's not all. We want to hit $30 million by the end of 2025, and that's going to take a monumental amount of scaling to get us to 44,000 paid matches. For context, the Winnipeg rental industry right now is sitting at around 67,000 rentals, so we're looking at about 2/3 of the Winnipeg market. We want to be in Canada and throughout most of the northern United States by 2025, so that number we believe is fully reachable. To do that, we're raising $1 million for our pre-seed round, and we're going to be aiming at closing that at a $6 million pre-money valuation. That should be closing sometime near the end of this year, and we'd love to have you guys be a part of that. If you're interested, catch me in a booth after the event, or shoot me an email at terry@cios.so. Thank you very much.
Great pitch, Terry. Love it. I've been a renter, still am a renter, so I can definitely feel all the pain here. So sounds like you and Victor have done a great job so far. Would love to know, sounds like there's some exciting scale on the horizon for you. How are we getting there? What's the team dynamic going to look like? What are your strengths, and what are you looking to bring in to make your dream come to reality?
100%. I think that's a fantastic question when we look at scale. In terms of our experience so far, both of us are highly technical founders. Victor has built a buy now, pay later app for flights. He sold that out to a European competitor of a firm for quite a large sum at the end of last year. On my experience, I've had experience scaling network-based startups on the freight side as well as the healthcare side. So we have quite a bit of experience between us in terms of how to scale. But where we are looking to hire is more developers, a specific product manager who knows exactly what they're doing in the credit and underwriting space, as well as community managers who are able to engage with their audience and build communities in each of the municipal areas we launch in. We're starting in Winnipeg and Ottawa because of their generally similar size and our relationships and networks in both cities, but we're going to be expanding to Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, and Edmonton by the end of next year, and our aim is to be in the US by 2025.
Sounds amazing. Got a great partnership and wishing you all the best. Thanks a lot. Keys.
Well done, Keys. Next up is Delphi Technology Corporation.
Sorry, how do you do this? Oh. Thank you.
Just point and click forward.
Point and click.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Hi. Can I just have a show of hands? Who here has had a flight delayed or flight canceled within the last 3 months? Okay. Almost all of you. Why? This is due to the shortage of crew, shortage of pilots, shortage of flight attendants, basically shortage of highly trained professionals. These highly trained professionals take time for training, and there's no instructors, basically. And even more, there's no more people who wants to enter that industry. Hi, my name is Darly Valencia, and I'm here representing Delphi Technology Corp, and we're here to address these issues. So our solution is basically VR City. VR City is basically an immersive training campus. So through this campus, you could actually train your new recruits, provide a user feedback 24 hours, 7 days a week, and also get lots of career guidance as well. With the VR City Advantage, you can basically learn in an immersive environment using a VR goggles or simply through a Chrome browser on your mobile devices. So our current business model is enterprise SaaS. Our immediate market share is estimated to be over $300 million over the next 5 years. Our team consists of the executive team of 5 who has 60 years of experience in aviation and aerospace industry and also in the ed tech industry as well. Our advisors also include emerging leaders from emerging technology and government programs as well. In terms of traction, we do have a paid pilot program for $500,000 for over 20 remote communities, and we have over 2,400 students that has actually used our products from Singapore to Canada. And in terms of MOUs, we do have contracts worth $34 million within the next 3 years, and our revenue up to date is $274,000. So we are currently asking for $720,000 for safe and strategic partnerships to help us unlock 1.2 million of grants. We can achieve this because we already have $200,000 right now, and with the help of the VC Global Accelerator program that we are in, we are very confident to achieve this ask. And essentially, we are here to disrupt the industry, to provide training that your new recruits would love. Thank you. Eleni will be here to answer your questions.
Awesome. I put my hand up for having a flight delayed within the last 3 months. I had a flight delayed less than 5 days ago, so I was feeling the pain. So first question I'll have, I guess the only question I get to ask, and hope you were taking notes on my earlier question. So this isn't a space I know a ton about, but would love to learn more. So your addressable market, your path to ramp up those sales sounds like an incredible opportunity. Who are you focusing on? Who are you getting this product out to? Who is this important to sell to?
So, hi everyone. My name is Alan Tay. I'm sorry. I am in Calgary here. I'll be at platform sharing as well. For us, our total market size is more than $800 billion right now because we are an ag tech company and this space is growing because if you can imagine that you have the pain of going through all these flight changes and flight delays. This is just one industry. We have it shortage across to the medical side, to the health and services side. So this is a pretty big market. We are targeting right now addressable into our short form here immediately is 300 million right now. We have been working with the industry and we are very active in Manitoba Aerospace. Right in the backyard here, we are working with the big giants consortiums here, and such as Magellan's, Boeing's, and Manitoba Aerospace, Red River College. Who we are targeting is all the high school people. We are trying to attract them and make aviation and aerospace sexy. It's not the original one that everyone was thinking about, but we're trying to make it nice and we are trying to inspire more people into the youth, into the space and aerospace and aviation. This is going to be an exciting path forward. And we look forward to bringing eVTOLs into advanced air mobility, the next evolution of aviation into Manitoba here as well. As well, there's other industry that's sexy, but we are starting with aviation and aerospace.
Thank you very much, and let's make aerospace sexy.
Next up, and please welcome to the stage, FleetHunt.
Oh, nice crowd. Hello, check 1 2. Hi guys, my name is Dikshant Dev. You can call me Dev, and I'm from FleetHunt Technologies. So back in 2016, what we realized is managing fleet is not an easy task. How complex this slide looks, managing fleet is much more complex, like managing multiple vehicles, keeping their records, managing how drivers drive, what their, and they make a lot of data, and that data doesn't make any sense to them. So we built FleetHunt Technologies, and we started business in 2018 to be a one-stop solution for all the fleet companies and asset companies to manage their fleet or assets on one platform. We help them with live location, harnessing real-time data. We have a 24/7, 15-member team in India, which help them with all the compliance-related issues. Platform overview, we have 3 platforms through which we help these companies. One is ELD, dashcam, and asset tracking. ELD is a compliant solution in US where everybody who drives a truck needs an electronic login device to manage hours of service. Canadian Transport is bringing this as a mandate over here in Canada too. So all the trucks that move from US to Canada, or all the trucks in Canada would need to have this. We built the solution with the help of NRC support, and now we are just certifying it. And we also have live dash cameras, which tell how the driving patterns of drivers are, and asset tracking devices, which overall tells how the asset is performing. So these are SaaS-based models, and how much we charge them. $23 for ELD, $35 for dash camera, and $15 for asset tracking. These are not upfront with device costs. Majorly device costs are between $200 to $250, which we charge extra. Talking about market size, the global telematics market is around $320 billion, which grows to, till 2025. The ELD market alone is $16 billion. We have an average sales cycle of 9.5 days and an average deal size of $5,000. Our traction is really good. We are getting 81.5% of new companies through referrals. So that says a lot about our technology and support which we give to our companies. And yes, these are our sales revenues from the past 4 years. We have been growing 200% year on year. Last year in 2021, we crossed 1.3 million in sales. This year we have closed at around 2.1. These are global market penetration we have. We have Ghana, India, Philippines, and we have around 500 companies here in Canada. We just launched last month in the US market. Other markets, we are just using white label platform. For here, for North America, we are using the fleet telematics system. This is our team. Two of my team members are over here. And competitive advantage we have an amazing UI UX. A $1 billion company visited us in Collision, and they told us that we have a really good UI UX. We have local presence across Canada. We have versatile features on all the SaaS platforms outside Canada. We also, what we have realized is 60% of the trucking industry in Canada is of South Asian descent. So we have services in Punjabi and Hindi too, so that it's easier for them to understand about all the technical issues. We are currently asking $3 million for the next 2 years at 17.5 million evaluation. Key takeaways, we are NRC funded. We have raised $200K under SBV CTC, which gives you 45% back. And we have outstanding order of 1,200 devices, and we are AGS nominated. Thank you.
Sounds like you guys have had some wonderful traction. Love to hear it. So I'm going to stick on the whole growth and go-to-market theme. That's my passion. So I'm going to ask, who are you targeting in the sales process? Are you selling to a business owner that might have 100 trucks in their fleet? And if so, what does that rollout process look like? Is there a pilot phase where there's 10 units that are sold, then you roll out to the rest of the fleet? What does that initial point of contact look like, and then that expansion across the company? What does that look like today?
Great question. So what we have realized and what we've seen in the market is 70% of the market is fragmented. That means more than 70% of the truck owners are owner-operated. That means they have less than 6 trucks. So what you're planning to target is just small truckers, family-owned businesses, which helps us to gain really good traction, because our competitors like Samsara, Keep Trucking, with $1 billion companies from the US, they only target bigger clientele, but we tend to support the local businesses more. So that is going really well. And then, as you could see, 81.5 is a good referral rate, which we have, because we could deliver best services to our clients, and we are always there for them. Thank you.
You mentioned the high referral rate. I was going to mention, I think that sounds like a really great opportunity for you to spread through the market. So that's fantastic. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Nice job. Next up is iAccompany.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Reitberger, and I am the co-founder and CEO of iAccompany. I'm an Indigenous entrepreneur. We provide health qualified nurses to accompany your loved ones to their healthcare appointments. Which one do I hit? Oops. The idea for iAccompany actually came from my wife. Her and her sister managed their mom's healthcare appointments, and there were numerous ones during the course of the year. They found it pretty stressful, lots of anxiety, lots of caregiver fatigue, because they were both working full time. As we age, chronic illness, diminishing cognitive and mobility will challenge us in navigating the healthcare system. For Indigenous patients, it's even worse. A lot of times they come in for care and don't speak English as their first language, so it's pretty challenging for them. We have enabling technology that allows you to schedule a nurse to accompany your loved one to their appointment. The nurse will sit in on the examination, they'll take notes, they'll ask clarifying questions, they'll understand both the assessment and the treatment. If you happen to be a family member and you can't make that appointment, there's no worries. The nurse provides a clear and concise post-appointment report that's made available to you on your iAccompany account through a secure link. For Indigenous people, the information goes back to their community. There's consistency of care. We make sure that the message is right, and we confirm the next appointment. We provide 3 types of accompaniment: virtual video, physical appointments, and telemedicine. Each results in a clear and concise report. We've had lots of traction so far, but we've focused recently exclusively on the Indigenous community. We've had great proof of concept testing with Matthias Colum Cree Nations and CNC Cree Nations. We've also been in discussion with Kim. Kim is an Indigenous organization chartered in 2019 by the Northern Chiefs and MKO First Nations. We're talking at the same time with TP. TP is an Indigenous run insurance brokerage company that's headquartered in Winnipeg, but with offices across Canada. We've been talking about them about having our services put on their benefits platform. In addition to that, I've got a call on Tuesday morning with the Chief of Staff for the General Hospital in Iqaluit and Nunavut. We are looking for $500K for release 2 of our mobile and web applications to commercialize operations in Manitoba and Western Canada, and to cover operating costs, particularly in the recruitment of human resources. Thanks for listening.
Well, I love the origin story for starters. Love when it's personal and close to the heart, so that's fantastic. Really love what you're doing. My question for you will be, when it comes to the $500K that you're looking to raise, very important to have a strategy, kind of what are we looking to spend in the first quarter, second quarter, money hits the bank, what are the, and I heard kind of the high level goals, but would love to understand where you plan to focus that capital and how that capital will really help to scale up the business.
Okay. Yeah, I guess first of all, we'd like to update the application software that we have, both mobile and web-based stuff. It's important that we get going on expansion in Western Canada. The partners we've been talking to at TP asked how we were going to scale up because they'd like to see this in all 4 Western provinces, and we do need operating dollars for human resources. Myself and my partners have done a lot of the work. I've done the majority of it, to be honest, and I need some help.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Wishing you guys all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, wasn't that an awesome first set of pitches?
First set of pitches in Winnipeg so far, first of many.
Absolutely, ready to go. We're going to keep going right along here, and we're going to bring up our next co-host and Q&A moderator. So next up for co-host, we have Jackie Romans, Vice President of Relationship Management with RBCX. Our next Q&A facilitator is going to be Trudy Martins, who's joining us after a 30-year accounting career at Deloitte, and she's now working on startups and helping with DD for us. Jackie, come on up and share with us for a minute what's going on at RBCX.
No, just kidding. I'm okay. Well, this is exciting. Lots of great energy in this room, so love it. So thank you very much for everyone being here tonight. Very exciting. RBCX, as you guys know or potentially have heard, we've rebranded to also include RBC Ventures within our platform. So very exciting on that. What RBCX is, so we are the tech and innovation platform that supports tech companies from ideation to IPO and beyond. So enough about me, more to the pitches. So Andy from TerraGen, come on up.
Good evening. So you may not be aware of this, but the Canadian small farm is actually a dying breed. With the rising cost of land, like land costs continually being on the rise and profit margins continually shrinking, it's become harder and harder for farmland owners to transition ownership of their farm operations to the next generation. Many of them are actually refusing to sell their farm operations to the next generation simply to avoid saddling their kids with 50 to 70 years of a debt load. And yet, the USDA predicts that roughly 70% of US farms are going to change hands in the next 20 years. That's about $150 billion in annual valuation, or 32 million acres, just in the US alone. However, the majority of those transactions are going to involve investors and not other farmers. So there's a couple of competitors that are working in this space. They're trying to improve liquidity and access for farmland ownership. But because they use traditional investment vehicles, they only serve the already wealthy accredited investors, and they still exclude the everyday working class people. Our solution, the TerraGen solution, is to improve access and liquidity to farmland investments by using blockchain technology to offer fractional ownership opportunities to everyday retail Canadian investors. So currently I'm a solo founder. I just finished the Founder Institute Startup Accelerator program out of Toronto this spring. But as I build my core team, I'm leaning heavily on my advisors and mentors to help kind of guide us in the right direction. Our revenue model consists of us charging a 3% commission on each farmland transaction that goes through our platform, as well as a 1% annual service fee that's charged on every wallet balance in our platform. Now, it's tough to create an MVP when you're dealing with registered securities. So what I did is I worked on the back end and I found a seller of farmland and I found a buyer of farmland who are both willing to complete their first transaction through our platform as soon as we go live. That would give us about $30,000 in upfront revenue and about $10,000 ARR. We're also in the process of interviewing development firms, and we're talking with a firm out of Regina who would help launch our platform and take care of the platform side of things. And I just had a call with a securities lawyer again this morning just to kind of get the ball rolling in terms of securities compliance. So our ask, we're looking for up to $500,000 to cover securities regulation costs, some marketing fees, as well as to build our core platform. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Andy. This is something that's near to my heart because I grew up on a family farm and my brother's on it now, and transition actually really is a challenge from one generation to the next. So my question for you is this something you see as a Canadian prairies thing, or how would you grow this beyond Canada? Or do you see an appetite for that?
Absolutely. This is a nationwide thing. This is happening not only nationwide. I mean, Canada will serve as our pilot project, but there's 45 countries and counting that have favorable legislation in place for digitized securities or digitized assets. And so what Canada would be our pilot project, and from there we'd scale into the US and Mexico, Australia, Italy, and abroad.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up, let's welcome the half circle, Josh.
Yeah, so welcome to the half circle, or better known as THC. Think of us like the skip the dishes, but only for legal cannabis. So the problem, we look at the legal cannabis industry right now, all across, whether it's Canada or the United States, there's really no easy, convenient way to order cannabis to your door whenever you want it. It's a lot of clunky systems. You got to go to retailers' own websites. There's no one doing the whole ecosystem from the delivery to the marketplace. Furthermore, there's also a lot of stigma. There's a lot of people that aren't comfortable going to cannabis stores yet, that aren't comfortable going back to their illegal dealer. And that's really the only avenue to get cannabis conveniently at this point. Our solution, develop an app that's easy to use, that is something familiar to what consumers are used to, getting it on demand. We have now this on-demand expectation because of COVID. It's a win-win. It's a win for cannabis consumers. They get to leave the illegal market to become fully legal. They get to order from a safe, predictable licensed stream of product. Furthermore, retailers win because they get to do away with their website that is very rarely used. We did a beta test in December 9th of last year with our own 3 cannabis stores before the regulators here rolled out the new type of licensing. We had great success. We only could do it for a month. And what we found was, even with little marketing and only our own stores, there was huge traction. Growth timeline. The new licenses came out only in February, so we applied for it instantly, revamped our app during the time, and we got our license in June. So we're just relaunching right now. So you can say the Winnipeg market, pretty modest. It's where we're focused though for 2023. There's about 95 cannabis stores here in the city of Winnipeg. We aim to dominate 50% of them on our marketplace. But our target market in the future is Massachusetts. It's the closest regulatory regime to what we have right here, right now. Plus, big tech is pretty much prevented from operating in this stream right now. It's so regulated, big tech has not come in yet. So we don't have any direct competitors. What we have is either people doing a marketplace or they're doing delivery. No one's doing the whole ecosystem from start to finish in an easy-to-use app. So, competitive advantage, the most obvious one, we're first to market. Secondly, we're providing something consumers expect. Consumers expect convenience. They expect variety. They do not expect to go to a web browser to search for their cannabis. Our business model is similar to on-demand food, where the consumer pays the delivery costs, the retailers pay the tech costs. There's no monthly subscription fees. It's only charged for what is actually processed through the platform. Our team, me and my business partner Ankit, right there in the corner, we have over 5 years experience in the cannabis industry, ranging from Canada and the United States. I'm experienced on the startup side of things, public policy. Ankit's experience on the marketing side of things. Some of our press that we've gotten, we found out actually through the news ourselves that we were the first ones to receive the delivery license here to do cannabis. That was kind of neat. And so our ask right now is we're raising $500,000 for seed to dominate the Winnipeg market with about 75 stores in 18 months.
Thanks a lot, Josh. Interesting concept. My question would be, in terms of, because it's a regulated industry, how hard is it to find drivers and reliable drivers compared to a DoorDash or Skip the Dishes where anyone can do it? How hard is it to find the supply side of that?
It's actually one of the few areas that isn't regulated that much, thankfully. All we need to do is they have to take their smart choices, so it's the same type of licensing you take to serve alcohol. So very easy, very attainable. We can hire just about anybody, so we have a very scalable model.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Josh. Next up, Matt from PolySense Solutions.
Hi, everyone. How awesome is this? Right? Right on. I'm Matt from PolySense Solutions. Whoops. A little embarrassed myself. First time with clicker. It's 2022, and there's still no universal way of equipment telling us how it's doing or what it's doing. We aim to solve that problem and capitalize on this exciting market opportunity. This is Olivia. She's a manager at a mid-sized pharmaceutical company, and she's responsible for thousands of assets across multiple sites. And she's constantly asked by her staff for more equipment. She says, didn't we just buy 3 of those? And she's told, well, they're always busy. They have no time on those machines. She has no data to make these capital decisions. And the problem doesn't stop with Olivia. This is Mark, and he's a facilities engineer at the same company. And he's in charge of refrigeration, heating, lighting, things like that, and he wants to ensure his facility is running top of the line all the time. And he has no visibility on the health of this equipment. Our solution, that's pretty washed out, but there's a smart plug there. The solution is the PolySense Bolt and Bolt HD. The Bolt is a smart plug that the user simply plugs their equipment into, and it begins tracking data like when it's used, how often it's used, and then Olivia, does she actually need a new piece of equipment, or does she just need a more optimized schedule? And the Bolt HD will tell Mark if there's a dirty filter on a piece of equipment, if a light is burnt out, or if there's another piece of equipment that might need some maintenance. And both pieces of equipment will actually track electricity data as well in order to help Mark and Olivia make data-driven decisions to reduce the environmental footprint of their company. So why us? I quit my full-time job as an engineering manager for the the Regional Health Authority a little over a year ago. And I was frustrated with the lack of solutions on the market to solve these problems. And I have over a decade of experience managing successful engineering teams, and I'm ready to make PolySense Solutions a Manitoban and Canadian success story. Kyle's an early investor in PolySense Solutions, and he's known nationally for his expertise in infrastructure and internet security. Shay and Greg are both incredibly talented computer engineers who have helped develop some of the most popular and powerful components of our software and hardware to date. So why now? So for starters, our clients are doing super sophisticated work and research, but they still revert to outdated technology when it comes to monitoring and managing their assets. That combined with our competition is using outdated software and technology and wireless protocols not suitable for large labs and noisy manufacturing environments. We're using LoRa technology, which is considered the future of IoT communication due to its robustness and ease of use. And we're using secure and modern cloud-based software. NRC, IRAP, and Efficiency Manitoba also believe in our vision, and they've awarded PolySense Solutions over $130,000 in non-repayable grants to develop the Bolt technology, as well as we have $60,000 in revenue to date from our current first-generation monitoring system, as well as we have customers in Manitoba, Ontario, and Texas. Our revenue model is pretty straightforward. We charge a deployment and training fee to get up and going, and then we have a subscription model for access to the software after that. We estimate the total addressable market at $4.3 billion, our opportunity at 140 million with a 1% market penetration. Our main go-to-market strategy is just to attend as many conferences and trade shows as possible. Our goal is to grow to 100 customers and $2 million by the end of 2024. And we're currently in our pre-seed round and raising $500,000 to fund our vision. And with the majority of the funds will be spent on engineering talent and market capture. So we hope you'll join us in creating the facility of the future and invest in PolySense Solutions. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. A really interesting product that's really technology driven. My question would be what would stop other competitors from getting into this market as soon as they see what you're doing and stopping them from copying what you're doing very quickly?
Probably the first line of defense is we have several patents pending on our hardware and our software. That'd be the main probably thing, and then just trying to out-innovate them, I suppose, would be our next line of defense.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Next up, Mohamed with Provisorr.
Hello everyone. Oh yeah. Hello everyone. Good evening. Today I would like to introduce Provisorr, which is an advisor for any service, anytime, anywhere. So any service refers to the home improvement and other personal services we need in our day-to-day life. Let me tell you a short story. Last year, I booked a mover and a cleaner together for my move-out purpose. The cleaner was on time, but the mover came 2 hours later, so there is already a mess. And after coming, the mover is telling me in my ears that if you don't pay me 200 extra, I'm not gonna touch any of that. I said, what? Because I booked them from Kijiji. And like, I have no option for putting any review rating on that, but still I had some other alternatives like TaskRabbit or Homesters, like anything else. But the problem is that like other service providers, they used to take a high platform fees like to 20 to 30%, and also like any other service providers used to pay for high bids, and that's why at the end of the day, like the total cost becomes so high. So in such case, the customers always suffer. So we don't want to suffer the customers and also the service providers. So we want to show a hybrid, transparent, and affordable marketplace. For the MVP, we have introduced a bidding-based model, like we are already developing it, and here the service providers can bid on the projects posted by customers, and this is absolutely free, and there is no barrier between the customers and the service providers. And the customers can see the profiles, their license, their certifications, and all other stuff. And we also have a service providers community so that they can get connected to each other. If the service provider is accepted by the customers, they can just place the order. That's really easy. So in case of market validation, after asking so many service providers and the users, like we got to know there are 4,400 listing right now in the Kijiji, and all of them used to go for the Kijiji is because it's free and cheap, and 43% use the Facebook Marketplace. So these are the product views of our customer. That is really easy to use for placing an order. And they can chat, they can do negotiation, and we have introduced a very good negotiation panel in the chat. Customers can openly negotiate with the service providers, and also you can see there is a service providers newsfeed. They can get connected with each other so that they can get help from each other, and they can unite their community. It is based on city to city based. In case of business model, as per the home service provider market by 2020, like the report, it says like we have more than $500 billion in the market capital. And even if we get a very small portion of the market, we can be able to reach the valuation with a 12% commission model. Like that is really cheaper than others. And we can reach the $300 million goal. And we have some other revenue models, but the thing is for the MVP, we have introduced just once. In case of market adoption, we have a plan to get connected with some Red River College or MITT who provides the service providers. And also like word of mouth is very powerful, and also the referral programs and social media. These are the competitors across USA, Canada, and UK. So like most of the like Home Advisor, NG, Handy, and HomeStars all are under the same company, NG Incorporation, and we have some others. But the problem is that everybody charges high fees, and that's why the customer, like more than 80% jobs are still done manually. So what makes us unique? Like in case of Manitoba, we have very few competitors, so we can adapt the market very easily. And like in case of service providers marketplace, we have no fees on service providers. And like in case of like, they have a social media, like they can get connected with each other, and there is a big help. Like suppose I have a problem with one service provider, I need a certain parts. And they can, if they don't have, they can get it from others with that social network. And we have a hybrid-based model, like that is for the service providers, they can also have a pro store so that they can provide their own microservices in near future in the next iteration, so that like customers can either be like post or like can directly select any service provider. And we want to have the live tracking in the next iteration. Also, like, I don't want to go more long. Like, I'm the co-founder and CEO, and I have my other co-founders. Like, you can see the team, and we all are from tech background, and we also have some startup experience, like work for. That's it. This is the milestone. Like, we want to launch the project by the beginning of January the next year. And like we are asking $200,000 for pre-seed for 12 months for launch and go to market, and also hire the product team. Thank you for listening. I'm so sorry for the long one.
That was very thorough and comprehensive. I don't think I have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next up, Clayton with Take Place.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Clayton Sockled. I'm the founder of Take Place, and we're reinventing the way housing is built from the ground up. And one of the reasons we're doing it is we're trying to make architecture accessible. So my current operations in my company, Design Built, currently we build some of the industry's most highly ambitious, highly detailed houses. But in our experience with this company, we've realized some of the problems that exist within the construction industry. And basically, there's a lack of innovation, comprehensive innovation within the industry that doesn't give us the ability to see the productivity advantages that the rest of the manufacturing world is seeing. And all of this is while we're on sort of a looming problem of a skilled labor shortage that's right on the horizon. So our solution is a modular construction platform that's based off of the idea of perfect. So I think the easiest way to kind of give you guys a sense of how comprehensive the system is thinking of our product as kind of the world's biggest piece of IKEA furniture. So right from the piles all the way to the countertops, we've designed a system of components that come together in much the same way that a piece of IKEA furniture comes together. So every piece is completely pre-manufactured, pre-finished before it shows up at the job site, and this allows basically perfection on the job site. And so by doing this, we've actually managed to build a house without a miter saw on the job site. We're building a house without a paintbrush on the job site, and we're taking the amount of sub-trades from 22 as a typical average down to about 5 specialized sub-trades needed to build this house. So basically, if you look a little deeper at these images, you start to see a 4-foot grid emerging within this. And so this 4-foot grid, within it lies our customization opportunities. So when we developed the idea, we always knew that customization was a big part of what makes housing great. And so that's a big part of what we're trying to do here. The other thing that's really exciting about what we're doing is kind of a never-ending possibility of an expanding product ecosystem. So anything residential that fits in a house, eventually we get to start to tackle that as well. So market traction, so far we've found ourselves in 2 different local trade shows. And we were mostly just testing the waters to get some feedback from the market, but without too much effort, we managed to land $2.7 million worth of revenue in pre-sales. And so we're kind of really excited about the potential here. And so a lot of the idea, the smarts behind the idea is our opportunity now to decentralize fabrication. So we can move fabrication because we've turned a house into a series of products. We can move fabrication to places where products are built. And we can see those products come to the job site at a fraction of the cost of what they normally would to be installed by local installers. So the unit economics of the whole thing are pretty convincing as well. We've managed to take the margins of traditional home building and crank them up by about 3 times and the EBITDA margins by about 4 times. So we're looking for a $500,000 ask here to support development and complete these first 5 builds and kick off marketing and ramp up growth. And so yeah, it's a lot to cover. It's a big idea. It's a lot to cover in 3 minutes. So I'm excited for any other questions.
Thanks, Clayton. My question for you would be, getting in terms of market size, how would you see take place scaling this and bringing it beyond Winnipeg and sort of beyond Manitoba?
Yeah, so it's actually a relatively simple, scalable business model. Like once we've moved ourselves to decentralized fabrication, we already know that the model is that it'll be local builders that are assembling these things, so qualified local builders that we give some training to, they'll be able to assemble this as a house. And so at the end of the day, when we're drop shipping things, it's just as easy for us to drop ship it to Manitoba as it is to drop ship it to somewhere in the United States as it is to drop ship it to a mountaintop that you otherwise can't get to very easily.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Halfway point, everybody. We're halfway there. Wow, that was incredible. Thanks, guys. We're going to take a minute to refresh drinks and grab some food if you'd like. For anyone that would like to donate to our beer tab tonight, I'm going to get Jonah to toss the slide up on the screen. We'll be back here in 5 minutes, everybody. 5 minutes.
Okay, hey everybody. I'm so glad to hear everyone's enjoying themselves. If you can hear me, this is great. I'm glad you're all having so much fun. We want to get on with the next section of pitches. Thank you, Jonah. We're going to get going with our next round of pitches. I'm going to introduce our next co-host, but before we do that, I'm just going to pass the mic to Tim for a sec.
All right. I just wanted to say, I was chatting with Paul and a few others, Steven and some folks. This is a fantastic crowd. You guys are super excited to see each other. You guys, like, this is such energy in this room. I just wanted to make sure. I said earlier, be respectful of the folks up at the front that are pitching, and I don't want you to take that like you can't talk and hang out. Like, please, like, during the pitches, go grab more drinks, go grab food, you can chat with each other if you want to hang out. Like, it's all good. Like, this is a perfect level of energy, to be honest. You guys are absolutely fantastic right now. So I just wanted to throw that out there. The other thing that I wanted to toss out, you saw up here that there's, if you wanted to toss an e-transfer over to keep the beer tab going, we have another keg coming. We can order more drinks. Cheers at startuptnt.com. We'll give you a shout out. If you toss in enough, we'll give you a hat too,
Yeah, we will.
She's got a hat. Jonah's got the hat somewhere. You can get the swag. It'll be all good.
The swag is what it's all about. Fantastic. Okay, everyone, so our next co-host for tonight is Paul Cornelsen from CBRE. He's the Managing Director for Manitoba and a fantastic sponsor of Startup TNT. Our next Q&A moderator, Mr. Tim Lin. All right, so Paul, come on up, take a minute, talk to us about CBRE, and introduce the first company.
Sure. Thank you, Gloria. Yeah, as she said, I'm Paul Cornelsen. I'm the Managing Director and Vice President of CBRE. CBRE is the largest commercial real estate company in the entire world. If you're local to Winnipeg, though, that might be news to you. We are not as large in Winnipeg as we are elsewhere in the country, but that hopefully will be changing in the near future. But we specialize in providing real estate solutions for you. It's been exciting to be here so far this evening, see the ambition in the room. You all need space to operate your business out of, whether that is for office space or retail sales or warehousing and distribution. We can help find the right real estate solutions for you. So that's enough for me. You're not here to hear from me, and we want to call up our next candidate from Renterii. So thank you.
The official clicker. All right, everyone, hush down. No one's done that yet. I'll coax the crowd. Oh, shoot. Went back. Oh, wait, where do I have to point it at? Is that working?
Does it work?
Oh, there we
go. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Gotta push harder. Hey everybody, welcome to the Renterii pitch. My name is Stephen Maxted. I'm the CMO and co-founder of Renterii, and I'm here tonight to be your tour guide of Renterii. We're going to change the economy. Renterii. What is Renterii? We're a modern rental platform. We're here to help existing rental companies improve discoverability and a few other items I'll cover tonight, as well as create a peer-to-peer rental community. Increase in renting. We have a lot of large numbers out here, and the shout out to millennials and Gen Zs. On surveys done, 75% of millennials and Gen Zs said that they would prefer to and be open to renting belongings and items from other people. This is the opportunity. The existing consumer rental market, it's dated. We got a list of things on the screen here, but I'm going to walk you through the current experience. You walk into a place, and I challenge anyone here to go do this tomorrow. You walk in there, they're going to got 1 or 2 pieces of ID, a damaged deposit or a credit card that they may hold for you. I could go on a long list of other things they're going to make you fill out for paperwork, but it's dated. We're here to improve it. The solution. Our app is created today. I'd encourage everyone to download it after tonight, after my speech, right away, add, load an item, whatever. But on our app, you'll find easy to discover items, discoverability, nationwide insurance you can opt in for renting out items, as well as scheduling, inventory management, and a communication chat within the app that allows for easy communication on your rental. Do you need to extend it? You want to shorten your stay? Whatever's happening within the item that you're renting out, whether it be a recreational item, commercial product, space, a luxury item for weddings and sex, etc., you can do that through our app. The founding team. So you have myself and Jordan Smith, co-founders on the app here. We have diverse backgrounds that complement each other in the tech space. We come from very different areas. A funny story about how we both worked at Skip briefly together. And another extension of ours is League of Innovators, founded by Ryan Holmes. And key support, folks in the crowd here who believe in our journey and are part of our overall mission here, just helping support us as we grow are listed up here. Yes, that's true. This one's busy. This is our MVP and pilot. I'm going to cover a couple things top left to the bottom right here as we go through it. First off, we're available on Google Play and the App Store. So we're available on both platforms there, nationwide insurance listed below. And we've already established a partnership with Neo for a points program. So the more you rent, the more you get back. We have introduced Renterii to 22,000 folks. This comes with a list of different things, including individuals who are exchanging money with us on our app, which is most important. We can dive into that more. Our MVP and pilot was a local company called Type A Bikes. Low-key shout out here. And we used this as a pilot to really expand Renterii as we went through. And if a startup out of Winnipeg, Manitoba renting kayaks can produce about $25K of renting kayaks in a single summer during a pandemic, this app is going to work in other cities. Next with Renterii. There are some details on the due diligence for those folks who are investors as far as our back end goes. But basically, we have a plan for every dollar that comes in, whether it be big or small. We see it as a three-prong approach between growth and sales, marketing, and development. We see this as a healthy way to grow our company. Over the last 2 years, we've bootstrapped this and self-funded it to date, and we think that this is the approach forward. Our upcoming milestones and goals are a little bit covered down there, but I've memorized this. Our goal is to get to 250 rental business partners existing in the rental industry today that are going to put through $30,000 plus on our rental platform. And then we're looking for 1,000 individuals to put through $5,000 a year through our rental app. We think, and just coming from a meeting across the road talking about the uncertainty in the economy, sorry about time, this is a perfect avenue to start your own rental company on our platform without having to establish any other major marketing tools. So we're a great fit for that. Thank you for listening to us tonight, and enjoy the evening.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Quick question for you. So,
yes.
You know, while I'm here in Winnipeg, I want to try out Renterii. What do I want to rent? Where do I go? What do I do?
For sure. Well, I mean, we'll download the app. We're in that little bit of a horse and cart situation right now between folks uploading items and people that are on there to download. I'd say we have a variety of items to download on there. I did a shout to kayaks. We got bikes. We got people with commercial stuff on there. You can rent a house if you want. Someone just uploaded that the other day.
All right, I'll rent it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Great work, dude.
Wait, sorry, before we leave, I'm going to be that guy who changes the narrative a little bit, but we do this at any trade show. We take selfies, and I'm going to take one with all you in the background, if that's cool. Cole, your phone is locked. No, it did it. It's not working.
Hold on.
How do you do this? Oh, perfect, okay.
We all get in here? Awesome. Thank you all. Good work.
Awesome, thank you. I'd like to introduce 3Common up next.
Hi everyone. My name is Braden Kaler, co-founder and CEO at 3Common. At 3Common, we are trying to make it easier to schedule your social life with your friends and family, find activities, and book with vendors all in one place. We asked over 100 people what the most difficult part about managing their social life is, and these are the most common answers we got. Setting up a time and day that works for everyone, finding new and interesting things to do, and the social anxiety that comes from texting people to ask if they're free or interested in an activity. People are currently texting in group chats, making phone calls, populating their own calendars, and hearing about events on social media after they've already happened. In a perfect world, a user discovers an escape room on the 3Common Explore page. They check their friend's availability, send an event invite, and the group receives a push notification. They can see who's attending, and the event is automatically synced to all the users' calendars. The event can then be booked with the vendor on the 3Common app, and they can hold the booking details within their account. Everyone is excited about who's going, the event's in their calendars, and social planning is a fun and easy experience. We believe there's more familiarity with software calendars and event invites post-COVID-19. People are more socially isolated than ever with busy schedules, and there's more awareness of work-life balance. 3Common ties together the ability to schedule with your friends, discover and share events, and purchase tickets or make reservations with vendors, all on the same app. 3Common feels like existing social media and calendar apps to avoid software fatigue. Events are synced to existing calendars. It connects you with your friends to view their recommendations, and you no longer need to hold multiple accounts like Eventbrite, OpenTable, and other booking services. Our main business competitors are Eventbrite and OpenTable. These companies help book events with vendors, but they don't help you schedule with your friends, and there's poor event discovery. Social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook don't help you schedule with your friends and don't help you book with vendors. And Google Calendar, Doodle Polls, and Outlook Calendar are only used in the corporate world and not tailored for social events or event discovery. Our business model is to sell tickets to customers, provide booking and reservation software subscriptions to businesses, sell ads and promotions, and data collection. Our customer acquisition is viral elements such as text and email event sharing to encourage invitees to download the 3Common app, data analytics to better understand our customer needs and preferences, and our founders are within the target market, allowing us to have insight on the problem and the solution. We believe $500,000 can get us to be independent of financing or to a larger round, and our use of funds will be broken up into current staff, new hires, contracted developers, marketing, legal, accounting, tax, and overhead, and our IRAP and STRIDE support can help to extend this funding. You can download our app on the Apple or Google Play Store to check out our MVP. Thank you.
Well, this is awesome. So if the MVP is live right now, do you have people that have downloaded it? How's it going so far?
Yeah, just a couple of friends and family. We have about 50 to 60 people on it.
Well, that's awesome. And so this is like a I don't know how many sides of the marketplace this is. This is like pretty much an octagon. So what's the hardest part? If you can ask the crowd for anything, to wave a wand, solve one part of that market, what would that be?
Just make it easier to schedule like family gatherings or friends parties or whatever it is, just schedule between each other. Texting in a group chat's not fun to see all the different dates and times that work for people.
So get them to download it, use it between their friends, schedule some things, make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. And with the 500 grand, what, in terms of a milestone, you said you're going to hunt for revenue. How does that revenue work for you? Where are you making the money on this?
To build our B2B app to connect with our B2C app, that's the booking platform for customers, we need to also make a B2B app to issue tickets and booking software on the back end.
I love it. This is awesome. Great work, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome, great job. I'd like to introduce Royal Beverage Corp up next.
Okay. This one?
No, this one.
Okay, that's fine. Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, okay. Thank you. I come from the IT world. That used to be my world before. But this evening, I'm here to talk to you about food, and particularly drink, not booze. Yeah, I'm here to talk to you about non-alcoholic beverage. The big boys in the beverage world take your money and give you something where they put a lot of sugar and a lot of salt. And this causes a lot of health issues for a lot of people. One example is diabetics, type 1 and type 2. I've brought samples of the real product. This is in plastic, this is in glass. So it's something you can touch, you can taste. At the end of my presentation, there are samples at the table for you to enjoy. Our solution is we produce non-alcoholic beverage that is very refreshing, far better than the big boys. It has 0 sugar. Some of our products, we have 5 flavors right now. Some of them, 3 of them, are 0 calories and 0 sugar. It helps you. It does not fix any health issue. But if you have our products in your portfolio to manage the situation, you are in a better place. We're not selling medication, but if you have these, and you can investigate that more. It's organic, it's natural, and it's herbal. It has a lot of high antioxidants in it, and like I said, it has 5 flavors already in the market. That's the glass one that I've showed you, so you know that are different. We've segmented the market in a way that we can take advantage of it. Presently, we are associated with all the big names of grocery stores in Manitoba. The goal is there are over 14,000 grocery stores, not counting mom and pop stores, and our intention is to reach out to all of them and provide you something that you pay money for. It doesn't damage you. If anything, it gives you the benefit that you can get from a non-alcoholic that is tasty and fresh. Ours is 500,000 for equity and 400,000 for line of credit. Our intention is to look for people who want to join with us to ensure that when you hand out your money, we don't give you poison, we give you living well. That is my pitch tonight. Thank you.
So you have physical product. This looks absolutely delicious. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be able to go and try that over there. You have physical product here. Now, how many of these have you made? Where are you at in production, and how is that going?
Well, we were up and running until COVID came to town. But before then, we were in most of the stores here, Sobeys, IGA, Safeway, Save on Food, and Co-op.
Wow.
But since COVID came to town, it kind of affected our production and all of that. So raising this money is essentially to reboot our operation and make sure that we give people an opportunity to live in a healthy lifestyle.
I love it. This is awesome. I want to give you time to be able to go over there and get the sampling set up and let people try this, because this looks delicious. I know I'm going to go over and have a sample.
Sure, it's actually ready.
It's already ready.
Yes.
All right, go get it going. This is great.
Thank you. I'd like to call up Street Food World at this time to give their pitch.
Just kidding.
Okay, we're calling an audible. It's going to be My Little Tribe coming up next.
This way, and it's this arrow goes.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm going to say this. I speak French, okay? So if you hear a lot of essays, la 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 la, just go with it, okay? No wonder the mom is speaking last. I actually had to work my way up to be able to take that spot and speak today. So you've probably heard this. It takes a village to raise a child, right? It takes a community to raise an entrepreneur, and so on. But today, I'm here to take you back to its original context, which is parenthood. You probably know a mother, a sister, a friend, a dad who has complained to you over the past few months or years, and even worse with the pandemic. Everyone knows how difficult it is for parents to keep up with the stress. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to identifying the challenges that parents face every day. This is why I have come up with a solution just to help ease off the process of accessing essential services such as childcare, nutrition, mental health. We live in an era of great technology, so for me it is still shocking to see that this is the current process to access childcare, to access essential services as a parent. And with our platform, My Little Tribe, we will be able to make it easy with the use of technology, like you've probably heard many people talking about an app, a platform, so I'll spare you the details of what the product will look like. But it is very important to understand that in this space, it's about community. We want to make sure that every parent feels heard, supported, and seen in their journey. How do you build your tribe? This is very easy. You have to create a profile, find out who can help you as a parent and a service provider, and get connected. Our role is to make sure that your request is not left unanswered. We want to make sure that we provide you with a responsive system to make sure that you get what you need as a parent. About me, I think this is, if there's anything that you have to take home with you tonight about my service and my company, it's about me. I am the type of person any investors would like to invest into because I can deliver. I am a single mom. I am a BIPOC entrepreneur. I am a speaker. I am a songwriter. I have over 2,000 followers with no ads, with no marketing. People are even shocked to see me pitch my business idea because no one was expecting me to step up and carry on with that challenge. But I'm ready. I'm ready for you guys. And for example, today, I'm just gonna give you an example. I have to pay $50 to be here. This is a free event. Most of you will go home, and for me, there will be a bill waiting for me. But I was ready not to miss the opportunity because this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And again, it's about leadership. I am my own value. And if you can trust me, investors, partners, I would love to keep talking with you and carry on with the discussion later on. But we are aiming to provide a community for parents to feel heard, supported, and seen. And you probably heard a big movement of mom refusing to carry on with the load of childcare, refusing to give up on their dreams, refusing to carry on with a failing system that is not working for women. And this is why I'm here for. I'm here to carry that movement here in Manitoba and hopefully further in Canada. Plus, I'm bilingual. I speak French, so you wouldn't worry about going to France. You wouldn't worry about going to Quebec parce que je peux le délivrer aussi en français. And right now, we have over 600,000 people, families, mothers, sisters, friends that are struggling, and we are here to answer that need. So if we talk about money, please make the math. This is kaching, okay? And right now, I hope to get my IT developer to show up to the meeting because this is the reality of BIPOC as an entrepreneur. People will not show up because they will not consider you as a pure force. And I'm here to make those connections. So if you are in IT, if you specialize in building platform and coding, whatever, please see me after. You'll be able to find me on LinkedIn. Take a picture. So let's connect and let's make a better world, guys. Thank you.
Such a big problem. I mean, I can't empathize as well as you can, but I just got a puppy last month, and my life got upturned. Not even close to having a child, but I can pretend. Is the app? You're still working on the app. The app is not live yet, or is it live?
No, it's not live yet, but we are coming closer to a soft launch in January.
I love it.
Thanks.
And so, yeah, this is such a huge problem, and so you're going to start with Winnipeg and start there?
Absolutely. And again, if you look at my resume, it's all about leadership. You know, it's not about selling a product. It's about selling value. And this I can do because I've been involved in that industry. I am myself a venture coach. I write business plan, and I can keep carrying on and boasting about my personal activities, but bet on me and you won't be deceived.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, great work. This is awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. And next up we have QDoc.
Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, great,
Yeah, we can.
great. Great. Hi, I don't know if you can hear me, but hi, I'm Dr. Norm Silver, co-founder and CEO of QDoc. A doctor in queue waiting for you. Have you ever gotten up in the morning and thought, I really need to see a doctor, but I really don't want to? Why is that? It's because you know that seeing a doctor can be a pain. You have to figure out where to go, get there, wait in the waiting room, and then you get called to the exam room, and what do? You wait again. As a doctor, I love seeing patients, but did you know that over 50% of my time can be spent charting? And when I work for a conventional clinic, I pay 30 to 35% overhead. There must be a better way, and that way is QDoc. At QDoc, you can see a doctor from the comfort of your own home. At QDoc, doctors can see patients from anywhere, at any time, and save up to 90% of their charting time. That's a picture of me shortly after seeing a patient from the comfort of my own kayak. At QDoc, we don't just look for any physician for you, we look for the best physicians for your particular problem. So how does it work? You go online and click See Doctor Now. Many physicians are notified that you're ready to be seen, and the first physician to accept the patient gets an encrypted video-to-video connection to you. After the visit, we use our certified billing software to bill the provincial governments. We keep 15% and we pay out 85% to the doctors. Since launching, we've had, this is a visual representation of our month-over-month increase in our encounters. Our goal is to get to a 2% market share in Canada, which would give us top-line revenue of $800 million in Canada alone. We had some amazing metrics over the last year. We've raised $1 million at a $5 million valuation, created 20 jobs. We've greater than 50% month-over-month growth, $400,000 of non-dilutive funding, and we have more than 50 physicians currently actively using our platform. We're looking to raise $2 million to help us get across Canada. Specifically, we're using the money for physician recruitment, software development, and marketing and branding. So please consider becoming part of the QDoc team, where you're not waiting for the doctors are waiting for you. I stopped the share, so I don't know if you can see me, but hello.
Oh yeah, we can see you. Very big
Great.
face on the screen.
Yeah.
Norm, welcome to the room. Tell me, this is awesome, because if, anytime I have a problem, I just start Googling things and it tells me I'm going to die overnight. So this is probably way more productive. There's a few other telehealth solutions. Tell me about, TELUS has one, there's a few others. What makes you special in this space?
Yeah, so there's a lot of unique things. It's going to take more than 2 minutes to go over. However, some of the main ones. One is that our work distribution process is patent pending and unique. We kind of like an Uber-like model where we look for specific positions. For instance, if you are calling from Brandon, Manitoba, we'll look for Prairie Mountain Health physicians that can see adults. If you're a kid, we'll look for pediatricians. Then we escalate those over to more and more physicians throughout the province. We also certified our billing software so we can bill direct to the provincial governments, where most of the larger players can't or don't do that. And we also have We also have local physicians matched with local patients, which is our model. Our traction, I think speaks out for itself, and that's. But we do have a lot of other things that go over that are different.
And that's awesome. It also sounds like, based on how you wanted to spend your money, that the physician side of the market is the harder part. And so, do you want to maybe expand upon that? Why is this so tricky?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so it was. We do have that has always been like for a patient. Why wouldn't anyone use this, right? You go online, see a doctor within our metrics are 80% within 5 minutes, free, right? Nobody's going to not use that. But from a physician side, that was always a worry. But recently, I've been getting all these cold calls from a bunch of physicians that want to use it. But that is once we have enough physicians, we can get to our 2% market share that we want. The reason the physician recruitment is such a high amounts of money is because across Canada, I have really close local networks here, some in Alberta, some in BC. Across Canada, I will have to get people to help recruit. And the best people to recruit physicians are physicians. So we do have some ideas on how to do that with physicians as well as drug reps and things like that. But that's where we're going to spend most of our money.
Awesome work, Norm. Looking forward to it. Great work.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're gonna keep going on. We've got one more block of 5 to go. Love the energy in the room. Thank you so much for your attentiveness to our pitchers. I know they really appreciate it. I heard a rumor, Tim.
What's the rumor?
I heard that for the top 5 pitch night on November 17th, you loved Winnipeg so much.
Oh,
you
yeah.
might be coming back. Is that true?
I'm for sure coming back. I'm coming back for the whole week. I'm driving from Edmonton. I'm bringing my dog, and we're going to have a time. It'll be a good time.
So we took good care of you.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
this place is great.
That's fantastic. I'm going to introduce our last co-host of the night. Vanessa Kotler is a director of people at PolySense. It sounds like she has some fans in here. And I'll also bring our last Q&A moderator forward. My investing partner and partner in life. I knew there was a reason I married you, and it's coming in handy today. Michael, if you could come forward as well, just off to the side. Vanessa.
Hi, Gloria.
Hi. Tell us a little bit about what's going on at PolySense.
Sure. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah? All right. I feel short. That's better. All right. I think it's kind of hard to go last, but I feel like the energy in the room is still very strong. So for those that I haven't met, I'm Vanessa. I'm the head of people at PolySense. And essentially what we do is digital life insurance. So we enable people to buy their life insurance online. If you've ever tried to buy life insurance, anyone in the room tried to buy life insurance? A couple hands. Not everyone's listening. That's okay. If you try to buy life insurance, it's a complicated process. We digitize that so you can get through the complexities and buy what you need. We recently closed an 18 million Series A. And we just reached 50 people. So it's been a lot of growth. It's been really interesting to oversee the changes going from where a lot of the companies are at pitching today to getting a little bit bigger. So if you need help or support or have any questions on the people side of things as you're scaling, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to be a second set of eyes for any of the companies here today. So I know the schedule changed a little bit. So Gloria, who's up next? Street food world. Can we get you up here?
Thank you.
Of course.
Hi, everyone. It's very nice to be in such a fine audience today. Sorry, can everyone hear me? Awesome. So my name is Antonia Gom, and I'm the founder of Street Food World. And in 2014, I was among the 5.4 million people that immigrated to Canada in the last 2 decades. And 8 years after, I still reminisce about my food and my culture, particularly the street food culture we had. So that led me to create a culturally inspired food and beverage brand. And our first product is a purple hibiscus iced tea. It's very popular on many big city streets in West African countries. But not only does it look really good, it tastes so amazing and is done so well that in 19 months of launching, we sold over 15,000 units. And we did that through 30 restaurants and grocery store partners in 4 provinces and, most impressively, in 1 planet. And I would like to attribute the success of the product to the pain of nostalgia felt by a lot of immigrant residents, and also the lack of certain ethnic cuisine that still needs to be filled in the market. But lastly, we would like to tackle the friction people experience when wanting to try ethnic cuisine. So the solution we dreamt up was an authentic, approachable quick service restaurant that would offer street food from different countries around the world, all in one place. And it's a pretty exciting solution because the industry and market is growing. It's estimated that in about a decade from now, 3 out of every 10 people living in Canada would be immigrant residents. And the fast food industry is growing at a 6% compounded annually. So what are we doing to kind of tap into this opportunity? Well, in the next few years, we're planning on research and development into launching that street food restaurant. But in the next year, we're really focusing on establishing our product in 2 additional provinces. So why now? We're pretty excited for this because not only are we passionate about helping immigrant residents feel more at home, but we're also on a mission to help Canadian residents taste the world from their world. And this time, it won't be through TV shows, it won't be through your eyes, you'd actually be able to taste it. So judges, I'm not an Eskimo asking for an iceberg, I'm just asking for the next conversation. If this presentation has intrigued you in any way, just like this iceberg, there's more beneath the surface. So I'd love to have a chat with you. Thank you.
Wow, that's really great. And Canada's a melting pot, so we have a lot of ethnicity here. So how do you plan to grow it past where you currently are? Like, what's your strategic plan?
That's an excellent question. So my strategic plan is definitely to outsource talents from different ethnicities. Like you said, it's a melting pot, so there's diverse amount of talents to be pulled together. So our strategic plan is just to meet people, go to networking events like this, and meet people and pull all that talent to make this happen.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
All right, Pigeonline is up next. Big round of applause.
Okay. Okay, my name is Guy Gordon, and what a night this is. Isn't that amazing? So thanks to everybody for coming out, and I'd like to thank you on behalf of my fellow co-founders, the 4 of us who co-founded Research AI. Our goal as an organization is to disrupt research through automation and artificial intelligence. The problem that we are tackling is that organizations, talking to the mic, organizations are lacking the tools and skills to create real-time intelligence for themselves and for other decision makers. Typically, they're struggling with having to hire very expensive, very skilled talent to produce this information. This is a problem. It's expensive, it's slow, and it's very difficult to customize to their needs. So we have built and have in operation a SaaS platform that utilizes very unique approach to artificial intelligence. We combine natural language processing to generate themes and sentiments. Our specialty is text analysis, which is a subset of AI for which the market today is in the order of $13.6 billion. It works quite simply by allowing organizations to upload data they already have. Our analysis allows them to complete tedious work in a matter of minutes rather than hours, and it can be displayed in any number of reporting formats for any number of decision makers. Here's a simple example from a very large southwestern airport that has a direct connection to Winnipeg that people like to go to see the Diamondbacks. We analyzed 6 months of we do that too, but of passenger data. This was their customer journey. This was the performance of the organization. This was what people were feeling and thinking as they went through the airports. What traditionally took their research team weeks, we were able to turn around in minutes. We found what was upsetting the passengers, which specific passenger, whether it was Chris or myself or any one of you, we would know exactly whether you were upset or not, and then we could identify what could be addressed to concerns. This is a list of our current 10 customers. You will note that not only do we have customers in Canada, very largely profiled in the public sector, but we are also have a client at the largest grocery retail in the Middle East, AD Co-op, and the number one or one of the top 10 research universities in the United States, the University of Texas at Austin. So we're branching into the US as well as to the Middle East. We are looking for $250,000 at this to help us grow. We are looking to grow from our current $10,000 a month MRR to 90,000, right? We think that we can get to $1 million. We're on track. 10 customers now. We have 20 in the pipeline. We're looking for assistance and partnership to help us leverage growth in the next realm of market verticals. We are strong in the universities, strong in the public sector, grocery retail, airports, but we're looking for other opportunities. That's us. That's our story. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I have to answer a question.
You haven't answered my question. As a guy who lived in key performance indicators, I realize how important it is to business. How are you going to scale this down to the mid-size level company? Because the companies you showed were all fairly large.
Interesting, great question. You know, interesting, the people who are actually using the product are the people who are the junior analysts and the people who are actually at the branch level. We are not having as much success competing or making an entree with the CIO who wants us to compete against the big market players. Where we're having success is actually with the analysts who are finding that they can come, hear about us, try the software, and solve their problem the same day. They get a solution with their existing data same day, and then they go and they say, how much does this cost? It's actually priced underneath the discretionary purchase point. So they're able to make a purchase decision right then and there, and that's how we're doing it. So it's really tailored for the analyst who is kind of probably in these days a little bit in over their head and need a little bit of help how to do it. So that's what our strategy is.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much, guys. So the next okay, perfect. Manfred is right there. So Two Mountains.
Hello, everyone. I'm Manfred Hall. I'm founder of Two Mountains SciTech. I'm using psychology and technology for a better way to teach people how to stop smoking. I created this electronic cigarette. It's patented, and it's got special features on it. It's full Bluetooth. It connects to the app that teaches people how to stop smoking. And we use social media groups for community self-support. I've got a comprehensive 1-year-long stop smoking program that I think will solve a problem. We know what the problem is. We know that smokers need help to quit smoking, that smoking cessation rates are terribly low. 4% can quit only without help, 8% or 9% with help. I've got lots of material that shows this. Recently, in England at the National Health Services Norfolk, they were able to get a 40% cessation rate using an electronic cigarette, a commercial electronic cigarette linked with their app that they deliver the annual Stoptober Stop Smoking program. I think I'm 2 or 3 steps ahead of them, and I've got some questions that I can't get answered about their research, but I'm suggest that with launch, I can get 40% success rate and 60% with built-in continuous improvements. I'm going to teach people how to stop smoking in a community for 50% of what it costs them to continue smoking. They will save money, reduce and eliminate damage to their health, reduce social pressure, and increase their self-confidence. I think this is something that is really needed in this world. Our low bar goal is to help 5% of smokers to stop smoking. That would be 7,500 people in Winnipeg, 400,000 people in Canada. Our gross revenue projection for 400,000 people is more than 1 billion just in Canada. This is because the market is so large. Cigarette market is worth more than $3 trillion per year. Down here at the bottom is nicotine replacement products, Nicorette patches and gums. They've gone from 500 million to $2 billion in the last 20 years. Vaporizers are the choice for smokers, and they've gone from 0 to $22 billion per year. The trouble is the vape market has made a pivot. It's gone to a lifestyle product, and the electronic cigarette was invented to help people stop smoking. What they didn't add was the psychological part of delivering a stop smoking program with it that Two Mountains can deliver. It now costs about $6,400 to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. I'm going to deliver a stop smoking program for $2,800 per year per person on average. I think that my growth model is not based on quarters, but on trimesters. So I wish to start with a 150-person group as a beta test. My production costs for my products are low. My revenues are quite high. There's a considerable markup in these products because I'm delivering a value-added product at a value-added price. And I believe that I can grow at 900%. And I think I'm out of time, so I better stop there. I'll just leave it with that. What value can be better than saving people's lives? Thank you.
Oh, we do, okay. Hi, I just have one question in regards to this. I noticed at the end of your program, people would be vaping, and then at that, you would expect them to stop the vaping process and not being a vapor. How does that work? Because I believe vaping to be a little bit addictive.
Absolutely. I've got this 3-stage program where we're going to transfer people from cigarettes to the vape only for a certain amount of time. They need to break the smoking habit, and habits are not broken in 2 weeks. They're broken in 66 days on average. This was new research from Imperial College in England. So with the chemical dependency or nicotine addiction involved, I make the benchmark 90 days. So we go complete transfer from smoking to vaping for 90 days, count 90 days, no cigarettes. Then we reduce and eliminate the nicotine from the vape, and we count 90 days, no nicotine. The final step would be to reduce and eliminate vaping and count 90 days, no vaping, so that you have your complete health at the end of this. The National Health Services research out of Norfolk, they were just happy to transfer people from smoking to vaping. And this is one of the many steps that I'm ahead of them, that I would stop them, or I would encourage them not to keep vaping, not to keep nicotine in their vape, and to stop vaping completely. And I believe that I'm the only electronic cigarette smoking cessation company doing this.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, the second last company of the night, Anil from Whistle, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anil Sedha. I'm the founder of Whistle. We help businesses avoid costly mistakes. The problem we solve is that businesses and employees are struggling and inundated with notifications from so many different apps that they can't keep up with the most important messages. And they stand to lose messages at times because they can't identify the source and are really struggling to juggle around the various different platforms. Our solution is to get rid of hardware-centric solutions with a software-based platform. It's a B2B platform that allows employers to choose which messages matter to them the most, and it also allows them to enhance the security of their communication and the effectiveness as they try to track employees when they are remote. We have 3 target markets. Remote worker, specifically the transportation industry, because they have a need to perform real-time communication, but they are outside the office. Political parties, since they have a need to perform voter outreach, but don't have the right tools or enough volunteers. Small businesses, post-pandemic, specifically are struggling with employee turnover. Data suggests that companies can stand to lose up to 30% revenue when employee changes happen. We are in the competition with some hardware-centric solutions, and we are not using those solutions because we are based in the cloud, so we are definitely cheaper than them. For those of you who are familiar with single-use platforms like Teams, Slack, and Zoom, we offer a unified platform. And we are looking to compete directly with RingCentral and Vonage. So on the traction side, we have 150 plus users, we are revenue positive, and we are being considered as leaders in our target markets because we save customers thousands of dollars. Our first customer has been with us since our very first day, and they have helped us understand the challenges in the transportation industry for us to acquire the most recent customer. Our revenue roadmap, we are tracking really well so far, and I'm here today asking for $250,000 for scaling the team, building marketing, and finalizing the product. Our core team involves myself as the founder, Craig Elias, who's also the mentor for Techstars in Toronto and Stockholm, Kapil Munjal for sales and marketing, and Denise Burrell, who's our grants and growth advisor. Please scan this QR code to get in touch with me to discuss any feedback, investment opportunities, or to make any introductions with the network or any future prospects. Thank you.
The question I have is, in regard, it looks to me like you're really going after the communication market more so than the video conferencing market.
Correct.
So how are you going to combat the trend that's been going on in companies where they're saying bring your own device to work, where a lot of companies are not using the traditional phone systems like the Avaya and such?
This is exactly what we focus on. So a lot of companies are having remote employees, but they don't have control over the communications that is on that employee's device. We have our platform, and we are also building a mobile app to address that specific need so that when an employee change happens, they can't take away the communication because, let's face it this way, your WhatsApp for business communication, your Telegram, Slack, or Zoom, today doesn't offer you on your toll-free number. We are bringing it on the toll-free number without any physical phone.
Thank you very much.
All right, last company of the night, TheoryMesh, Chris.
Let's make sure I get this height right. All right, so I'm between you and a party, beer, pizza, all that stuff. you still have to pay attention. So we'll just start with that. My name is Chris Brunio. I'm the CEO and co-founder of TheoryMesh. I think one thing that we can agree is that we're all affected by food. I think everybody eats food, buys food. Food is an important thing. We started TheoryMesh to help address some of the challenges of the food supply chain. So as we think about what's going on in the food space, oh, there we go. We're seeing a lot of different changing expectations. So consumers want more from food companies. They want sustainability. They want to know that food is traceable. If you've got a food allergy like me, you want to know that it's safe. Food companies are trying to innovate. They're trying to come out with new products, new things, new formulations, and that's all with the background of regulation. So in the US, EU, regulation is such a big topic of focus right now. All food companies are going to be impacted. So these are big trends that are happening in the food industry. The problem for the food industry is that it's really paper-based. So today you've got all these different parts of the food industry. Data is mostly on paper, so it's not really data, it's just paper. But there's not really communication between these different parts of the food industry. So you've got farmers with farm records, food processors who are trying to turn those farm products into food, and retailers who are just trying to sell a product. Consumers, at the end of the day, the information that you get from a package is not complete. I hate to say that out loud, but it's not complete. So these are all things that we all experience every day. We've got a solution that's looking to change that. So we connect the farmers with applications that are easy to use so they can record farm data, with food processors who've got a complete platform for doing their food processing, incorporating machine learning for optimization, and tools that go to consumers so that you as a consumer could scan a QR code on a package and you'd be able to actually see what's happened, where that's come from, validate that it's local, look at sustainable production. So you'd see that end-to-end production across that whole food product, and really trying, from our perspective, to change what's happening with data in the food supply chain. We're operating in a pretty massive market. The food industry in North America is $1.2 trillion, trillion with a T, and that's a massive market across farm production and food production. What you see in that market is a few areas where being able to have information, sustainability, certification really comes to the forefront. So products like organics, which are certified, require data, or the food waste challenges that we see where approximately 40% of food today is wasted between the farm and the consumer. At the core of it, we're missing the data that tells us how to solve those problems. So as we look at deploying our platform, we're going to attack those problems head on. We've got some wins already, so we're building momentum with customers today. We're working in the grain space and the plant protein space to get started, so we've got some public customers that we've talked about. But we have a pipeline that covers vertical farming, dairy and beef, other types of integrations and building channel partners for us. We've moved very, very quickly since starting the company operationally in March of 2021, and we've moved through stages of accelerators, grant funding, customers, more accelerators, all this different stuff. So we're really about momentum and keeping up that momentum as we're going, trying to push ourselves hard to be able to capture that market. What's next for us? So we're looking to raise $1 million. That $1 million for us is going to help fund increasing our software development. Today we've been heavily funded by IRAP, which has been great to build our first platform, but we need to do more. So we're looking to increase our software development side, as well as growing our sales and marketing functions. So primarily biz dev and sales. We've got a good pipeline today. We want to keep building that. Our target is to get to $1 million of ARR by next year. We've got about 60% of that pipeline already. So we feel like we've got the right tools in place to go and drive that very quickly, and with $1 million, we'll be able to take that to a new level. Our team is comprised of technology, sales, marketing, operations, and agriculture experience. So we all come with backgrounds in the right spaces to be able to drive this forward. I had a 20-year career at Microsoft, so we're all cool on that front. But we've got all the right different mix of skills that we need as the founding team to be able to take this ahead and make this a successful product and change the food system around us. That is me. I'm going to stop here because there's pizza and beer and all that other stuff coming along. That's my logo, but I'll leave it there so you can find me on email.
Hey. Great presentation, Chris. See a real need for your product. My question is about with the rising costs of food, which is in the news all the time, and obviously this is going to add to that with rising costs. How are you going to combat that?
Yeah, the beauty is, and we've already proven this out with customers, that we're tackling the problems that are costing the food system money today. So food waste, food loss, paper tracking of information, food recalls, every one of those things costs money. We have one customer today who can't tell you exactly how much food loss they have from one production run. And when we're done with our implementation, we'll tell them down to like the kilogram where they're actually losing that product, and that costs them money. So we're seeing all these different ways that we're going to save people money. But the flip side is, with sustainability being such a big focus, we're going to help companies to actually be able to tell a sustainability story that's grounded in data. Today, if you go and look at a sustainable label on a package, you should dig into it and find out what it actually says, because it's not really telling you anything. So we'll be able to give data right back to the farm, tell you where it came from, how it was produced, what was done to it. So you'll see that, and that'll be a marketing advantage for some of the companies we work with. So we think they can sell their stuff for a higher price.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God, what a great ending that was. Thank you, Chris. That was fantastic. Wow. We just finished our first top 20 pitch night for the first TNT Investment Summit in Manitoba, yeah? I was saying to Tim earlier, I was completely overwhelmed by the response to this event and all of you that have come out. This just makes my job so much happier. So this is fantastic. You've heard 20 pitches. These pitches don't make the decision process for the investors any easier, and it shouldn't. That's the point. We all need to work together as investors to see the number of startups raising money in our community increasing year over year. We really want to address this market at the pre-seed and seed stage, and these are the life cycle stages of the companies you saw here tonight. So keep it up, Manitoba. Help us build more great companies together. Stick around for the after party. Don't run away just yet. I think Tim's got a few things he wants to say.
I just wanted to quickly say, so we brought, Gloria joined the team in July. We only started, really this was a twinkle in our eye back in May when we were at Up, starting having conversations, chatting with Jackie, chatting with a few of the other folks that are around the table here. And the community's really, really pulled together in order to, hell, there's like over 100 people standing here listening to me talk about this. So this is absolutely fantastic. And you couldn't have done this without you, Gloria. You have like such fantastic passion for the community. You've been working sleepless nights to be able to help make this happen. You've look at this room that you've pulled together. This is fantastic. So thank you, Gloria. And I was chatting with her yesterday a little bit, and I just want to make sure that everybody knows what the point of Gloria's role in the community is. It's not just to recruit investors, it's not just to recruit startups to help make this happen. The role is to make introductions and to point you in the right direction for the community. She's not looking for referral fees or any of that shit. Like, her job is to point you in the right direction and help make things happen. If you have a problem, she's probably heard it before and she can point you in that direction, make an intro, chat some shit, help with some strategy, whatever. Don't be scared to reach out to her. She's a gem. So thank you.
Yep, that's what I'm here for, 100%. Yeah, bringing this to the community has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of hard work as well. But we're all here for the founders, and for my team of founders here today, you're worth it. You're my why for why I do this. Yeah, 100%. Speaking of team members that have come just barely to the party, I want to say thank you to our event planner and stage manager for tonight. Lyric, where are ya? There they are. Thank you so much for your help and your work. Very appreciated. And at the very end, all I can do is give my thanks for your time and attention to this. Please stick around. I believe pizza has arrived. We're able to be in this space till about kind of 9:30, 9:45. There are other bars around the area. Johnny's, the James Avenue Pump House, if you want to keep the party going. Am I missing anything?
No, let's get...
Okay, look at that, a new keg has arrived. Woo. So in true Manitoba fashion, let's get the party started, everybody. Please stay, enjoy, good night.
Thanks for coming out.